Hare Krishna. Summary of Canto 4, Chapter 28. Puranjana becomes a woman in the next life. After that, Prajvara, Kalakanya, and the soldiers of Baya, the Yavanas, began to travel all over the earth. Once they forcefully attacked Puranjana's city, which was full of paraphernalia for sense gratification and was being protected by that old serpent. Kalakanya took possession of that city and rendered all the inhabitants useless for all purposes. The Yavanas entered the city through the gates on all sides and began to afflict the entire city. This means that the diseases entered through the eyes and other openings of the body. When the city was thus endangered, King Puranjana, being attached to his family and its possessions, underwent great variety of pains. Being embraced by Kalakanya, he gradually lost all his beauty. Having been addicted to sense gratification, he lost his intelligence and opulence and was forcibly conquered by them. Then he saw that everything in his own town was scattered, and his sons, grandsons, and followers, and ministers, and wife, everyone became indifferent to him. Seeing the situation, Puranjana became so anxious. Yet he was not able to counteract Kalakanya's attack. Kalakanya's influence made all the objects of enjoyment stale for him. Lofty desires made him poor. He lost his real purpose of life, but still wanted to maintain his family very affectionately. Even against his desire, he was forced to leave the city, which was smashed by Kalakanya and overcome by the Gandharvas and the Yavanas. Prajvara set fire to the city to please his younger brother Bhaya. When the city was set ablaze, the king, along with the citizens, servants, wife, and descendants, began to suffer the heat of the fire. This indicates that various bodily parts, such as the senses, limbs, and dhatus, are figuratively represented as servants, sons, grandsons, dependents, and citizens. The city's superintendent, the serpent, became very aggrieved to see his own abode being set ablaze by Prajvara. The serpent wished to leave the city due to great suffering and being unable to protect the city, just as a snake desires to leave a hollow tree which is set on fire. When his limbs are weakened by the Gandharvas and his strength stolen by the Yavanas, his throat becomes choked up and he begins to cry loudly. Being overly attached to the conceptions of I and mine, Puranjan became miserable at the impending separation from his wife and began to think of his daughters, sons, grandsons, house, wealth, and so on. He was anxiously thinking, when I die, how will my wife be able to maintain all the children and other family members? She wouldn't eat or bathe unless I did. She was so devoted to me that if I became angry and scolded her, she would remain silent in fear and tolerate me. She would instruct me when I was foolish. When I was away, she would lament. Having many sons, how will she now be able to perform the household duties? After my death, how will my sons and daughters continue their lives being fully dependent on me? Their position will be like that of the passengers on a shattered boat in the midst of an ocean. The king's lamentation was not befitting, yet he did so out of miserly intelligence. Kripana Buddhi. Bhaya approached to arrest him at that time. When the Yavanas were taking him to their abode and binding him like an animal, the king's followers, the various life heirs, lamented and were forced to go along with him. As soon as the snake left the city was dismantled and smashed to dust. The king was being dragged forcibly by the Yavanas. Being in ignorance, he could not remember his friend and well-wisher who is the super soul. The unkind king had killed many animals in various sacrifices. Remembering these, all those animals began to pierce him with their horns, which were like axes. Because of contaminated association with women and being bereft of intelligence, the king suffered all the pangs of material existence for many years and he remained in darkness. Puranjana died while remembering his wife and consequently In the next life, he was born as the beautiful daughter of the king of Vidarbha. Malyadwaja, the best of the learned and the conqueror of enemy, Malyadwaja Pandya, after defeating other kings in battle, married the daughter of the king of Vidarbha as a prize for his chivalry. This indicates that bhakti arises from the association of devotees by their spontaneous mercy. That is shown in Puranjan's next life as Vaidharbi, the daughter of King Vidarbha, where she attained the association of a devotee through marriage. Actually, King Malayadwaja indicates that the best Dwaja among the devotees who are equal to Malaya mountain range and similarly worthy of worship. He is the one who became the husband of Vaidharbi, and he had great mercy, and he was extremely powerful. And Malyadwaja, after marrying Vaidharbi, he had a daughter with very black eyes. Hence, she was called as Asitekshana. Not only did he have a daughter, he also had seven younger sons who became the kings of the seven southern provinces. Asitekshana means one who has received the glance of Krishna, Asita, or one who has taste for serving Krishna, which is developed by the mercy of Guru. The seven sons indicated here actually are Shravanam, Kirtanam, and so on up till Dasyam. Because Sakyam and Atmanivedanam are very difficult in the beginning and will appear spontaneously later, they are not directly mentioned. These seven sons gave birth to thousands of sons whose descendants protected the entire world for the rest of Manu's life and after. Many sons here indicates that the process like Shravanam and Kirtanam can be subdivided into innumerable categories in different ways. For example, hearing the name, the pastimes, or the qualities of the Lord, hearing the name and pastimes of the Lord according to different avatars, according to different rasas, and so on. So their descendants are the four different sampradayas. They ruled the whole earth. This means that the earth was protected from ignorance and materialistic karma yoga by the different descendants who are the four Vaishnava sampradayas. Sage Agastya, representing mind, married Asitekshana, which is taste for Krishna. From her, Dridachyuta, devoid of attachment, was born. From Dridachyuta, Idmavaha, that is one who carries firewood for sacrifice and who surrendered to his guru, was born. Later, Malyadwaja retired and he went to Kulachala, which is actually a place for bhakti, to worship the Lord with full attention after dividing his kingdom among his sons. When his disciples are grown up and are able to preach by themselves, the spiritual master similarly should retire and sit down in a solitary place to write and execute Nirjana Bhajana. When Malayadwaja retired, Vaidarbi also followed him, just like how the moonshine follows the moon night. Being a devoted wife, she gave up the house, children, and enjoyments. When the spiritual master retires for Nirjana Bhajan, some of his advanced devotees may follow him and engage in his personal service. Here, Vaidharbi is called as Madirekshana. Madirekshana refers to one whose eyes are intoxicated upon seeing the deity. At Kulachala, the king purified himself and bathed daily in rivers like Chandravasa, Tamarabarani, Vatadaka, and so on, subsisting on roots, seeds, fruits, flowers, leaves, grass, and water. His body gradually became emaciated. Through austerity, he gradually conquered the dualities of cold and heat, wind and rain, hunger and thirst, pleasant and unpleasant conditions, happiness and distress, and so on. By austerity, by knowledge, he was complete, and Yama and Niyama, he conquered his senses, life airs, and consciousness and fixed his mind on Brahman Vasudeva. For 100 celestial years he remained fixed in one place. Then he developed Rati for Vasudeva and was not aware of anything else, meaning he developed love of God. He attained perfect knowledge by being able to distinguish the all-pervasive supersoul from the localized individual soul. He understood that the soul is the witness of the material body and different from it. Being directly instructed by the Lord, as Chaitya Guru, he developed transcendental knowledge by which he could understand everything from all angles of vision. He could observe the Supersoul and himself sitting side by side together without separate interests, and he could abstain from all material activities. Similarly, when a devotee is serious and sincere, the Lord gives directions from within. Vaidarbi, accepting her husband as the supreme, served her husband with devotion, giving up all enjoyment. Figuratively, Malayadwaja is the spiritual master and his wife Vaidarbi is the disciple. The disciple accepts the spiritual master as good as the supreme lord. In old garments, Vaidharbi was very lean because of austerity and her hair was matted. Although always near her husband, she was silent like the flame of an undisturbed fire. Similarly, if a disciple remains steady in serving his spiritual master, he need no longer fear falling down from the clutches of Maya. She continued to serve her husband, unaware of his passing away. Not feeling the warmth of his feet, she understood that he had actually passed away. So she felt exactly like a deer separated from its mate. Being now alone and a widow in the forest, she lamented incessantly, shedding tears and crying very loudly. When the mortal body of the spiritual master expires, similarly, the disciples should cry exactly like this. However, a disciple is never separated from the spiritual master in spite of his physical absence, in spite of the absence of the Vapu. As long as the disciple follows the instructions, his Vani, the disciple uh, is not at a loss. She said, Vaidehi said, O best of kings, please get up. You must protect this frightened world surrounded by the seas from thieves and false king. This is like telling, O Guru, protect this earth in which you have established bhakti, which is now being frightened by those who are opposing bhakti. Lamenting in the forest, she fell down at the feet of her dead husband and began to cry pitifully and shed tears. She placed the dead body upon a funeral pyre. Lamenting severely, she prepared herself to enter the fire with her husband. Similarly, a devoted disciple would rather die with the spiritual master than fail to execute his mission. Or to execute the mission of the spiritual master, the disciple should be prepared to lay down his life and abandon all sorts of personal considerations. Then one Brahmana who was a very old friend by the name Avijnata, he was an old friend of King Puranjana. He came there and he began to pacify the queen with sweet words. Now a question may be asked, why did the Lord not appear in his original form as Sri Krishna? Unless one is very highly elevated and loving the Lord, one cannot see him as he is. But when one becomes serious to follow the mission of the spiritual master, his resolution is tantamount to seeing the Supreme Lord. Who are you? Who is this man lying here? For whom are you lamenting? He said. He told Vaidarbi, don't you recognize me? I am your eternal friend whom you consulted many times. Don't you remember that in the past you had a very intimate friend, Avijnata Sakham? Unfortunately, you gave up my company and accepted a position as enjoyer in this material world. It should be noted that the natural position of the living entity is to lovingly serve the Lord. When they desire to enjoy themselves like Krishna by misusing their minute independence, They develop a consciousness of duality and come to hate the Lord's service and fall into the material world. At that time, Vaidarbi could not remember anything, so she requested him to remind her. He said, "We both are like two swans living together in the Manasa lake of the heart for many thousands of years. Yet we are far away from our original home, which is the spiritual world. Leaving me with material consciousness, you went to the earth and wandering about, you saw a place which indicates the material body or material world that is created by some woman. The woman indicates Maya. The description of that material body is given as allegorically, it is described as having 5 gardens, 9 gates, 1 guard, 3 apartments, 6 families, 5 stores, 5 powers of state, 1 mistress, and 1 master, the husband. These all indicate respectively the 5 sense objects, 9 openings of the body, life air, earth, water, and fire, the 3 apartments, 5 knowledge senses and mind, 5 action senses, 5 gross elements. The mistress is the intelligence, and the master, the husband, is the jiva. Having entered such a place, which is the body, along with the woman of material desires, which is the material intelligence, you have become absorbed in sense enjoyment without hearing about the knowledge of the self, and you have attained the sinful condition. At that time, Vaidharbi may ask, if I have never heard knowledge of the self, then tell me what I should know. So that is when Avijnata says, actually, you are not the daughter of Vidarbha, nor are you the wife of this well-wishing friend, nor the husband of Puranjani, who kept you in the city of 9 gates. You are not the daughter of anyone, but you are the Chit Shakti Jiva belonging to me. I am your real well-wishing friend. You're not the husband of Puranjani, but the conscious particle covered with ignorance. Vaidarbi might say, if that is so, then why am I not aware of this? For that, Avijnata says, this Maya has been created by me and causes you to think yourself to be a woman, a man, or a eunuch. But actually, we both are pure spiritual identities. I am the super soul and you are the individual soul, and we both are similar in quality. Learned persons do not find any qualitative differences between us. Although one sees his reflection in a mirror to be good as himself, others actually see 2 bodies. Similarly, there is a difference between God and the living entity. The Supreme Lord is full, powerful, opulent, and he is eternally uncontaminated by Maya. Whereas the conditioned soul, however, is being in contact with material nature and forgetting his real identity. In this way, one swan, after being instructed by the other, regained his original Krishna consciousness, which was lost because of his aversion to the Lord. Then Narada told King Prachina Barhishat, like this, I have given spiritual instructions indirectly to you through an allegory. Since the Lord can be known indirectly, or he is also celebrated as the one being fond of indirect expressions, Paroksha Priya. This ends the summary of Canto 4, Chapter 28. Puranjana becomes a woman in the next life. Hare Krishna.